We begin here with the breaking news tonight. Eric Frein, one of the FBI's most wanted fugitives, has finally been caught. He allegedly killed a Pennsylvania state trooper, then vanished into the woods, touching off a frustrating and dangerous game of cat and mouse with police, an exhaustive manhunt lasting more than a month. Entire communities advised to stay indoors, schools shut down. And tonight, ABC's Lindsay Janis tells us how police finally got their man.
Tonight, a 48-day manhunt over at last. Accused cop killer Eric Frein finally taken alive. Shown here in the first photos of him in custody, bloody-nosed and somehow clean-shaven.
We have stated that early on that we would not rest until his capture was made. And I am so pleased to be able to say that tonight we have made that major step that has to be taken down the path to justice.
The desperate search for the fugitive came to an end tonight when Frein was discovered hiding near an airport hangar at Birchwood Pocono Air Park, captured without a shot fired.
When they approached it, they saw an individual that they thought was Eric Frein, and they ordered him to surrender, to get down on his knees and raise his hands, which is what he did.
It is a hard-won victory for Pennsylvania police.
You never know where you're going to find someone like this or how. Many were thinking they were going to find him deep in the woods. And there he is, right near an airport, clean-shaven. Maybe that was the disguise.
Eric Frein is a self-described survivalist and a war reenactor.
It's not Vietnam. We're in the middle of Pennsylvania. We're in a Revolutionary War fort. It's not a place to really try and reenact a battle.
He has terrorized northeastern Pennsylvania for over a month, eluding capture somewhere in these dense woods. Communities across the Poconos have been in lockdown, schools closed for days, some towns even canceling Halloween trick-or-treating for fear that the fugitive considered armed and dangerous would surface.
Do not leave your vehicle, take cover and stay by your vehicle.
It all began September 12th. Police believe that using a sniper rifle, Frein shot and killed 38-year-old Pennsylvania State Trooper Brian Dixon and critically injured 31-year-old Alex Douglas just outside their barracks during a shift change, all from the cover of dense woods.
This attack was an ambush.
Frein became one of the FBI's most wanted fugitives, with a $175,000 bounty on his head.
In the event you are listening to this broadcast on a portable radio, while cowering in some cool, damp hiding place, I want you to know one thing. Eric, we are coming for you. It is only a matter of time until we bring you to justice for committing this cowardly act.
In the early days, authorities were clear they were going to track him down. But finding Eric Frein proved extremely difficult. A search full of twists and turns and false leads. The first clues: Frein's abandoned Jeep found only 2 miles from where the shooting occurred. Inside, his driver's license, shell casings that match the murder weapon, and camouflage face paint.
We believe that Frein has prepared and planned extensively for months or maybe years for this attack and his efforts to avoid apprehension.
As heavily armed SWAT teams swarmed the woods, schools were closed across the search area.
Just to give you an idea what these searchers are up against, that police officer is roughly 75 yards away from me. I can hardly see him, and getting to him quickly through these trees would be even harder.
More and more clues about Frein's location began to surface in the woods. Guns, pipe bombs, and then most chilling, his journal, describing in handwritten detail the moment he allegedly fired those shots.
Got a shot around 11 p.m. and took it. He dropped. I was surprised at how quick. I took a follow-up shot on his head, neck area. He was still and quiet after that.
Thousands of residents like Jane Whitesell were told to lock windows and doors and keep porch lights on throughout the night.
But every day I come out and make sure, was it picked? And I check this, and I shake it. I can tell if somebody had broken in.
While Jane's daughter logged on to listen to police scanners.
Right now, there's about 905 listeners on this one so far. Last night, there was about 6,000 listening.
Then, on October 17th, a woman out for a walk says she came within 15 feet of the armed man as he emerged from the woods near his old high school. She spoke with our affiliate WNEP, but was too afraid to show her face.
You know, he was kind of like holding the gun down and facing away from me.
The individual's description was consistent with Frein, and he was observed carrying a rifle. The individual's face was covered with mud.
Others thinking of how they would protect themselves.
Have you thought about what you'd do if you see him in your backyard?
I don't think he stands a chance if he comes in my backyard.
At last tonight, weeks of terror end in a capture pulled off without a shot fired.
He was turned over to the Pennsylvania State Police. Corporal Dixon's handcuffs were placed on him, and he was put in Corporal Dixon's car.
An end to the hunt that raises questions. What happened in the 20 miles between the scene of the crime and where Frein was captured?
My guess is he's probably been indoors at other locations. It was either probably not eat and potentially freeze to death or find indoor shelter. Desperateness sets in even with the most hardened fugitive.
With the accused cop killer in custody tonight, the residents of this area can breathe a sigh of relief.
Let me assure you, from everybody here, justice will be served.
And perhaps some closure for the family of the slain officer. For Nightline, I'm Lindsay Janis in New York.